audio. I can hear you.
Well,
Yep.
I saw your mic going green and green and green.
Well, keep saying shit and I'm not hearing it.
So I turned my mic off, and right as you start to speak, I hear doo doo doo, and I'm like, oh god damn it!
I got my capture card.
Huh?
I got my capture card for consoles. Poncho, hush. So I can stream PS4 and Switch with no restrictions. So I'm streaming Persona 5 right now. Yep, still live. Cool. Making sure I was live.
Yeah, you are. That's why I was like, oh, Persona.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's watching on Twitch right now, but it doesn't matter. So I'll make sure it works. Try and get past all this crap.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent. However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down. I'm gonna fetch him.
You're her sister, correct?
That voice.
Makoto told me everything.
Which voice?
Futaba-chan,
The guy.
I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this
Oh,
past
yeah.
summer.
It's ancient history now.
Who is he?
Man, that goddamn detective.
Voice actor? Yeah. I can
Look who's here.
Which Persona is this?
5.
Hey, you
Alright.
big bastard.
Go figure it out.
How have you been? You must be fine if you're joking around like that. It truly is a relief to see your face.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
You weren't told anything? I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
Hey, shouldn't we tell boss what really happened?
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
Okay, boy.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Jameson Price?
Oh, hold on a sec.
Yeah, he's really good.
Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
It was Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
What?
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just
now
said from the
Akechi
beginning that Akechi was the
I
real
can play
culprit?
Mysteria on my PS4 now.
That wasn't something we could simply bring up. We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides,
Neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
Yeah.
True.
Yes,
Akechi was
Tuesday
credited
night
with the
would be
arrest of the
that I know
Phantom
his name.
Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
God, I can't keep up with any of this stuff.
Gurren Lagan's why a reason that I know him.
Wait, so
Zero
what
would be
was
a
this
reason I know him.
mistake Akechi made?
He slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Sorry. Was that supposed to be a joke?
That I know him.
Oh, our
Who's
apologies.
explain that?
That's completely true. You
Racist?
surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks
He's
to
in World of
Akechi's
Warcraft,
lame
apparently.
acting, we
Oh, really?
figured out something was up.
Yep.
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it
Dr.
way
Brackman!
earlier.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that
You know
huge
some familiar
pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Supreme Commander.
Oh, really?
That's why his name.
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious
Kind of
pancakes.
adds a little bit of like a whistly tone to it. Tries to make himself sound a little bit older. He fucking succeeds at it. And
He's a
he
good
is
voice actor, yeah.
Dr. Brackman.
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake. That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse
Colonel
by
Alex
then.
Rogers is.
And since he was lying to us about that, we
He's in
assumed
Tales
he
of
had a hidden
Vesperia.
motive behind contacting us.
Oh, really?
He's
It
Duke
seemed
in
odd
Tales of
upon further
Vesperia.
thought.
Huh.
His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
He's Garen in League of Legends.
That said,
Near
we
and
weren't
near.
so naive to overlook something like that.
Oh, he's in Transformers War for
That's why we
Cybertron
asked
as well.
for Taba-chan to wiretap
He's
his
in
phone.
StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty.
Oh, wow.
I pretended to be interested in
Yep.
checking the phone out, but I
He's
was
in Red
actually
Faction
planting my app.
Armageddon. Prototype 2.
My heart was
Diablo
pounding
3,
while I was doing
the
it,
male
though.
monk.
Really?
Even that
Oh,
ace
wow.
detective could never have imagined a program
He's
being
in The
installed
Amazing
so quickly.
Spider-Man.
Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act!
He's in Darksiders 2.
After a few days of
Transformers
listening,
Fall of
this
Cybertron,
confirmed his
Guild
betrayal.
Wars 2, Metro Last
Then I'll
Light.
guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act.
I'm gonna take a shower.
That would be the only way to
Alright.
arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment.
He's the commander
How
of
about
the
that?
world.
Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
Oh my
Yes,
god,
the
he's
guard
in
will be
Days of
one of
Our
ours.
Lives.
We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy
Soap
the
opera
evidence,
actor?
though.
Wow.
So they planned to get
He's
rid of that
fucking
guard
everywhere.
from the beginning.
Well then,
Master.
I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest.
He's fucking good at what he
And
does.
thus,
Yep.
the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil.
The
As
earliest
will I,
video
of
game he
course.
was in was in 2003, Lord of the Rings War.
I knew he was acting strangely,
Oh,
but to
that
think he
And
was
he was
this
in
far
World of
gone.
Warcraft.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes. On top of that,
That asshole's
there's
behind
someone
it.
else commanding
oh, God,
Akechi.
I didn't
Oh my
know
God,
that.
he's
Someone
Lord
with
Juraxis.
great authority.
Jesus Christ.
So great that they can order an assassination in a police station.
What's that
That's why we
Juraxis
had to
mean?
make a move before they did.
I see.
You face Juraxis.
Guess all my followers are busy.
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
Spoilers.
What conditions?
First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
Is that for the casino?
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing. You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it. Yeah, it's good we have her heading up our operations.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi, but I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis. The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
That goes for the both of us. We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It's illegal as shit, but okay.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result,
it cuts you off.
even though we managed to grab the
game
treasure,
over. You can just start a new
we
game.
couldn't get it out of the metaverse.
The game's completed. It's like, no.
Except that was all an act.
It's not
We had
over.
prepared an empty briefcase beforehand and merely acted like we were taking the treasure. This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
All I needed were the coordinates.
And two of my current favorite voice actors in the game, Erica Lindbeck is in this game, and and Erica. There's two Ericas, which is kind of crazy. I'll tell you the names.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious. It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room. Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
Yeah, Erica Lindbeck.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well. I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation.
Yeah,
Even though we knew
Erica-
Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it? I see. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture. Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake. But what did you do about the body?
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide. That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
The bad guys have that much influence?
Murder in a police station would be reckless otherwise. We also knew of a possible conspirator.
The girl that
Thanks to
plays,
Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand.
put her whole biography thing there.
And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him. The callous use of violence and even drugs is utterly abnormal. If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died. I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
Tails Mysterio.
Oh!
Yeah, she plays her.
Oh, she was the spider demon in Kimetsu no Yaiba.
I almost became one of your assailants as well.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against.
Ryuji's
Why?
a bit on the dense and
It's an
carefree
add-on
side.
Can it, cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you.
Legally
You saved
alternative?
me, after all.
Oh god, I need to watch that
That's reassuring to hear.
That's a crazy show.
I'll do whatever I
It's
can
better
to
than
help
the other
too.
one.
Just let me know.
Oh god.
Let's take a break for now, though.
Both fully
This old brain is pooped. Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get
they're all
together and talk.
available on,
You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Are you sure?
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs. It's not like this place is the liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss
What the fuck? Barbie dolphin magic? What the fuck?
Let us accept.
Barbie Dreamtopia? What the fuck?
She can get what she can get, man.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but what the fuck? She was Anemone in Nier
That sounds
Automata.
familiar.
Apparently she was in
It's me,
Berserk
Akechi.
26. particular.
Oh, Berserk bullshit remake.
Another Barbie thing. Jericho and the Seven
That's the death
Deadly
certificate
Sins.
of the principal offender, correct?
Moggy Lou. Moggy.
I know. I told you she's Moggy Lou.
No, nothing in particular. More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death of the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
I had
Another
him work
Barbie
quite
thing.
substantially on forging evidence. His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves' interrogation room, too.
Another Barbie
The
thing.
SIU is in disarray with his death.
She was in Charlotte.
I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the
Tales of
Phantom Thieves.
Zestiria the X.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no
Wait,
doubt that
why
this
is
election is mine.
Why is Moggy Lou in Zestiria?
I don't know. Hey viewer, how you doing?
Why is Moggy Lou in Zestiria?
I don't know.
And on to our next story. The snap election for the House of Representatives.
Barbie.
Discussion is
Barbie,
swirling around potential
July and
annonees
April.
as the deadline for candidacy
There's gonna be another
announcement
Barbie
nears.
thing in here somewhere.
Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in them yet anyways.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Sword Art Online.
Well, the Phantom Thieves are back together.
Naughty.
We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
Sword Art Online Extra
You figured
Edition
out who's
counseling
behind all
feature.
this?
Akechi accidentally let that
She's in
slip
Smite
after the
as
murder.
three champion.
He said, Shido-san.
She's in League of
Shido.
Legends as
like
Talia
I've heard
and
that
Zoe.
somewhere.
He is
I figured she might be
unmistakably
in
a
that.
man of power if he has such strong
I had a
connections
feeling
to
when she was in
police.
Smite.
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Who? I believe he's a politician.
Wait,
Remember
apparently she
Ryuji?
was additional
He said
voices
his
in
speech
Star
was
Wars
too
Jedi
loud.
Fallen Order, Anthem, Far Cry
For
2,
real?
Honest Hero, Spider-Man.
It's certainly
2018,
possible that Shido is the
Far
mastermind.
Cry 5, Call of Duty World War II, and Call of Duty.
Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility.
People are watching the video.
First,
leaving
he would
and
profit
they're,
from
just
damage
all
done to
chat.
the current
That's mostly all
administration by the
Persona 5
psychotic
anyways.
breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance
There's
toward the
battles,
Phantom
but
Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
No!
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
Yep.
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses.
Yep, that's right.
We'll make him have a change of heart, no matter what it takes.
Oh no, we gotta go to his palace? Oh shit.
Shido, huh?
What is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this. Just based on the connections I had from my previous job.
Magilu is the
I think
sixth
the one who crushed Wakaba's research
most
and
well-known
confiscated her materials
America
was
Lindbeck
probably
home.
Shido.
There you go.
From the moment Wakaba died,
Number one is for top.
I had a hunch he was involved.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
But there wasn't anything I could
Because
do.
everybody likes Persona 5.
So I chose to
I'm
protect
pretty sure
Futaba,
Persona's
went into
more
hiding.
obscure than Berseria, though.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
Because even
got a lot
though
of
I
guys
had
would have
never
definitely
played
gone
it,
after
I
him if
knew
I
about
had. He would
Berseria.
have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases.
Oh!
It was then that I
What?
accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I
leave
tracked
you,
down the
you can't
whereabouts
log
of
in
that
for a
research
while.
data and met with the
Great, I wish I knew
associated
that.
parties. Boss was one of those parties.
Because I'm
I
so
would
used
never
to
have
just
imagined all of
fucking
this was
cancel
connected.
and then
The
restart
mental
just
shutdowns,
infinitely over and
psychotic
over again until
breakdowns,
it
Shido,
throws
and
me
even
in.
the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
That's cool that Paxi's gonna have
The
enhanced
issue is
cleaning
simpler
and
than
sanitation
that.
across the
This is
show.
nothing more than yet
Because of
another
the,
selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
and
do it
somebody's
like
not gonna
always.
come to PAX East.
Then let's check the nav.
They canceled.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister.
What now?
Sony canceled
Got a hit!
PAX East. Sure.
Well, Duh. It ain't a surprise he has one.
Where would the location be?
Damn, it'd be nice if it was
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
2013.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent.
Sorry, he jumped.
Any ideas?
We got a hit!
How arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the Diet Building?
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right?
Yeah, that's the asshole who set me up.
Hell yeah! Nobody against it?
Of course!
He will be a worthy opponent.
Let's win this together.
Time for revenge.
Then it's
Watching
unanimous.
you be there to be.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th. That means we need it done by the 17th.
It's best we hurry before they discover there's no body in the morgue.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the Diet Building after school.
That reminds me. What are you gonna do about school? You can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
Miss Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's what I told the school.
Don't let him find
Go
out
to
you're alive
school,
then, alright?
awesome.
This whole thing would be for nothing.
What do you mean?
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches. Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time. He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations. A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll be making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide. Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
We're intellectuals, you know.
That's why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed. What frightening teenagers.
But the true battle
All I
has
have to
only
say
just
is,
begun.
We won the first round,
character
but we
with
must stay on our toes.
Good options.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
Yeah, I gotta get new weapons, new armor. Empower my
I
resources.
finally made it this far. It's already been 2.5 years since we met.
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy. Because of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers. If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic and erased any trace of that scandal.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or mental shutdown? And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
It's their
Any
fault they
suspicion
killed
should be
Scott
snubbed out.
That sucks.
Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had an active public prosecutor's office director on our side until recently.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information. Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
This country's affairs have become stagnant. The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests. The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
I must agree.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals. We'd prosecute the targets that I turned psychotic. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion. Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my pocket, keeping them in check was easy.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations. But flipping it made the negative press stronger. After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing. Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned.
Not right now.
The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister. However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins. I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me. And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided. That is my duty as the Chosen One. Your assistance has been very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly.
With this most recent case, my name has become known across the country. Surely my story will be passed down. I believe I'll lay low.
I suppose with your age.
I am thinking about...
Shut you down, you asshole. You won't have a fucking future.
Guess he won't be going to school for a while. And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care what happens to Shido, one way or the other. But when I consider the fact that he's your enemy, I naturally think he's my enemy as well. I'm going to stay with you until the very end.
Well, how do I put this?
Well then.
I'm gonna head back then.
Hush, dog! The character perspectives now? Wow. I forgot about that. You can call your teacher as a maid and clean your house. Why is yours?
Cut that out!
There's no reason to do it. Of course, everybody's gonna check on me and make sure I'm not dead. Oh, I forgot my girlfriend calls me.
Okay. Well then.
What is it?
Akechi isn't here.
Let's begin at once. Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building.
Maybe Mount Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
What about a mansion?
Since he's going to subjugate everyone as
What about an arena?
Imperial Palace?
It's no good.
I thought we would have gained entry by now.
Hey, you think he's guarding his whole... Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Well, maybe it had some special move written in it.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea. There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
Anyways, what kind of person is Shido? I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? Excuse me. I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Sure.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country.
It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action with a first-class determination.
Bullshit.
I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future
Bullshit.
in which...
Guy's a dirtbag.
An exemplary answer.
It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Wait, is it about us?
That doesn't look good.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay? We should all think about this tonight.
We gotta go into town and get new weapons and shit. I can't be waiting in the house.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom Thieves are no more. However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without
The election's public notification is tomorrow. No matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains.
I don't care. Hello, viewer. How you doing? Welcome to Persona 4 V5.
I can see it.
I can't leave.
Okay. Hey!
I'm regular. Royale's not out yet. Any tips if you've already played this game? No Batsy game, okay? This is after the Casino Palace.
Last one. Diamond mine.
No good.
How many do we miss?
Perhaps he truly does have a barrier up.
Right?
That's not something to be excited about.
We know all the way up to Diet Building, too.
So you enter keywords into the Metaverse Navigator.
Boss, can you turn the TV on? Shido might be on it.
Sure thing.
Goro Akechi. Him and his stupid composed face.
So, Akechi-san, is it true you withdrew yourself from the media as part of your plan to capture the Phantom Thieves?
I truly apologize for it. Honestly, it required a lot of courage to open. I mean, people often lashed out at me.
Then was it also your plan when you...
That was to catch them all. Once they lost public support, that's the same strategy you...
Why is he being treated as an ace detective of justice?
It's not just on TV or online. Newspapers, magazines. I see his face everywhere.
On the other hand, no one's hoping for our comeback on the fan site. Like, at all.
Phantom Thieves are evil. Shido and Akechi are just. It should be the other way around.
They're manipulating information using the media.
Like all Paul.
Were there any
Well, there was the time with Futaba.
We didn't know anything about her, so all we could do was make conjectures.
Then why don't we just go directly and see Shido?
That's impossible. He's surrounded by bodyguards and followers all the time.
There's no way high school students can get an appointment with him either.
Well, we do have an adult with us.
No, that's still impossible. Besides, that's too dangerous a method.
Well, this is a problem.
It's with a ruckus outside.
To everyone gathered before Yongin Jaya Station.
Isn't that an election campaign car?
Oh, right! The candidates are currently campaigning!
I apologize for the commotion. I am Masayoshi Shido.
Wait, did he just say Shido?
Yeah, he did!
Man, talk about being lucky! We can go check him out without an appointment now!
Hey, Ryuji ran off toward the station. This way. Hurry! By the way, did something happen? Didn't seem well.
I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido. Let us all set sail toward a happy future, together. I hope to continue serving you all.
Is that the guy? You guys...
Wait!
Hey! Yo, Shido-san!
Stand back.
I just want to talk to him for a sec.
He's a busy man.
The hell? Ain't he supposed to hear a citizen's comments?
That's enough, Brad.
You're that asshole we met at the hotel before, at the elevators. Oh, I'm sorry. So you can butt in front of other people if you're in a hurry?
What are you talking about?
That moron! Come on, stop!
But these guys...
Hey, kid. You don't want to know what happens when you cross me. It seems the customer base has changed since I was here last.
Hey, the show.
Get lost, kid.
Damn brat! I'll sue!
What are you looking at? This country is filled with clueless children. I worry for Japan's future.
Everybody worries for Japan's
Let them
future.
go. My next appointment is coming up.
What a piece of shit. So what do you think after seeing him in person? Wait, he's the jerk you told us about before? The same guy? For real? Seriously?
You're sure? Shido's the one who ruined your life.
Holy shit! I don't believe it.
Let's get going, okay?
Wow, almost an hour ago he played.
Shido's the guy who set you up?
What kind of fate brought you two back together?
Talk about a destined connection. Shido was involved in the cognitive research too, right? This can't be dismissed as just a coincidence.
God, what the hell's going on here?
Shido was already a politician then, yet he sued a student and ruined his future? He must have pulled some strings so that his name wouldn't be mentioned. Furthermore, he also would have had to force that woman into making a false statement.
He would do anything. We're talking about a man who ordered a hit inside the police station.
He can't sit still until he crushes whoever opposes him, no matter how trivial. He's always been that way.
What a piece of shit. Children are the future, my ass! What he's saying and doing are completely different!
But now that we found out who did it, can't something be done about his record?
Once the courts have made a judgment, overturning that decision will be difficult. It'd barely be possible even if proof of innocence is presented and Shido admits to his crimes.
At any rate, we need to trigger a change of heart in him.
Be that as it may, Shido's outer appearance and his true face are wholly different. It's beyond hypocritical. It's as if he's an entirely different person.
He speaks about the good of the country. It makes me wonder what really is on his mind.
That man's full of ambition to rise in the world. He only thinks of the weak as stepping stools for his success.
He treats himself as an elite man while looking down on others. Ugh, that's the worst.
I assume the key word for what he believes the Diet Building is will be despicable too.
It must be something self-centered and completely different from politics.
Someone like him needs to be punished as soon as possible.
Let's head to the Diet Building again right after school tomorrow.
Stewing over it won't get anywhere. We have to do this.
Oh! Nice.
All right.
Whoa. Well then. Yeah.
Security guards became suspicious of us last time, so we can't stay here for long. But we still have no hit.
Think it's a barrier after all?
Where'd your enthusiasm from yesterday go?
Ah, shut up. The real game starts at 2 outs.
Enough chatting. You should only be thinking about the keyword.
The citizens are secondary. He only cares about his own well-being and that of his lackeys.
He wants to become prime minister, even if it means trampling on others.
Fortune, rich people,
Can you think of anything based on just try saying anything?
Incompetent fools like you just need to shut your mouths and follow where I steer this country.
Steer? It was a match?
What? The Diet Building's a ship? What kind of scenery will that be? The actual building's on land.
I can't even begin to imagine what it will be like.
Well, whatever it is, looks like there are no barriers.
Oh, shut up!
Are we clear of the guard's sight?
Get closer to the wall just in case. All right.
What? What's so funny?
Wait!
Hey,
Anime cutscene. Yeah.
How's it look over there? See anything?
Nah, it's totally normal.
I'll check it out.
What the heck?
what's up, Futaba? Futaba?
What is it?
The hell?
It is a ship. Oh my god. What the hell? That's ridiculous.
Even though this country may sink, he alone will survive. That's what this cognition is about, huh?
Oh my god. What a sadistic madman. Let's shut his ass down.
This is bullshit! A country that children can be proud of my ass is completely sunken in his head. If a guy like this stands above everyone, we're seriously done for.
This is beyond ridiculous.
Hands, feet, earrings.
The same goes for Akechi. He should have seen this scenery as well. Yet he still aided Shido.
Not sure
What
about
in the
that.
world is he
Hands.
thinking?
Skill and 10 versus
Whether it be for glory or for simply a reward, my father died because of
That
someone like this.
skill might add.
We gotta sink Shido instead of this country.
A palace with not just the center of the distortion, but the entire country sunken. I can't believe there's someone with this tremendous of a desire. Be careful. This will be completely different from past palaces.
We're definitely gonna take his treasure.
Skill and 10 versus crit and 10. That might be worth
What
it.
a lame way to start this off.
No? I think that's how it should be. We haven't failed yet, so if we calmly give this our all, the results will surely follow.
That's right.
We must put an end to this by December 17th, the day before the elections. Let the infiltration begin. Time to pay him back for setting us up into a trap.
Yeah, bastards. Bastards.
Wait.
You got it. All right, let's get moving.
Indeed.
Oh, we changed. Yeah, we got our costumes.
looks like.
You're right.
Listen up.
Alright, real gameplay, my God. Shadow. Oh, it's boss.
I don't know its weak point. It's trial and error time.
Oh, yeah.
Calm down.
You're mine. Okay, we're fine.
Persona! How's this? Persona! Shall we?
We devour you.
Shut your mouth! This one! Defense up!
Persona! There! You want noise?
Persona! Take that!
We end this now.
Persona! How's this?
Most damage.
Persona! Kuchinana! You're mine.
How about ice?
Ooh,
Oh, he's weak to
Yoka,
ice.
you're
Okay,
looking
cool.
Let's go.
Beat him up!
Go back to the ice guy.
He is certainly no commoner.
We'll have a brighter tomorrow, rather, and everyone's opinions, and immediately acting upon them. In order to make that natural course of action a reality, I will... What does it mean to be a politician?
Oh, I can't.
In order to save this country,
Not good! Get ready! We're surrounded! 3 enemies!
Man, they're tall.
Guess not.
Persona!
This doesn't look good. Be careful.
You're mine.
Knock them right off their feet. Nice, Joker.
Let's go.
All out attack.
Yeah, but she won't take damage.
Last one. Get up. You owe that. Finish it for me. Yes. Someone finish it off.
Let's go. Go down.
Ooh, Joker, you're looking cool. Beat him up.
Still alive? God.
Good work, catch your breath. Okay, let's move on.
All right, level up. All right.
You made your...
Enemies! Don't worry though, they're nothing. I don't know its weak point. It's trial and error time. Persona! Out of our way! For me. Come! Behold! Someone finish it off! My turn! Persona! Eat this! I beg your pardon.
Persona.
Nice! Joker took one out!
Do I have a choice? That's fine. I am thou. Thou art I.
Oh, the key. That's what
Your power's incredible, Joker.
Okay.
I'll reveal your true form.
Now's our chance! Beat him up! Johanna! Queen forced 2 opponents! She's amazing! Pass the baton and knock him down! Use some
Here goes.
agility!
Persona! You're mine.
Knock them right off their feet! Nice, Joker!
This is all so sudden. I think not. Do you accept? Really? Please. Goodbye.
It's time to pull out.
Okay.
consideration of the country. Let us all set sail toward a happy future. Together.
Oh, that?
I hope to continue serving you all. Let us all set sail toward a happy future.
This is...
These huge doors are obviously suspicious. Wonder...
There's slots to stick in something like a key card. Whoa, there's 5 of them.
475 people in favor, 0 against.
I hear something.
Since there is no one against the plan, this bill will be unanimously passed as drafted.
If this truly is the representatives' chamber as written, beyond...
The what now?
It's that large conference room that's usually seen on the news.
Oh, that thing! Gotcha. So...
Most likely a meaningless vote.
So he's doing whatever he wants by keeping only his supporters in there.
What do we do to get in, though?
Maybe we need some kind of qualification.
So basically, we need to prove that we're on his side.
You sure move on quick.
But what's this qualification thing about?
Why don't we ask the guests on this ship?
That thought never crossed my mind.
Asking around doesn't sound like a bad idea.
True.
That said, the ruler here is that evil Shido. It wouldn't surprise me if they did turn hostile.
Right. Yeah, wouldn't they attack us?
We should prepare for the worst, of course. This ship is most likely an Ark loaded with those that Shido believes are worth keeping alive. It'd explain the...
We can at least gather information. It helps that everyone's wearing...
He must believe... Well then, let's split up and ask around. Well then.
Hey!
Okay, we came from that way.
Indeed.
Joker. Huh? Zer. You got it. Joker! A treasure chest! Let's open it! You got it. Nice. Well then.
Well,
Whoa! Joker!
Joker!
Still, this is a surprise. All the cognitive guests in this palace seem like real humans. The casino earlier looked pretty real too. But talking with these guests was a whole nother story.
you have that right.
This ruler's observational skills and insight are off the charts. Shido's a formidable foe.
Come on, no need to freak out.
I'm not freaking out. I was just thinking it'll be easier to make a plan since they can talk normally. All right. Let's put together the information we gathered.
Huh. Gotcha.